Hello, beautiful people. I am David. This is the CryptoSpiracy Report. Thank you for coming. Okay, now, the purpose of this channel. Before I explain the purpose of this channel, I want to express my belief that humanity is going through this moment in time in order to become the purpose of our creation, which is for the glory of Yah. Our planet is growing towards its purpose, which was created for his glory, as it reads, "Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things for the pleasure they are and were created." Now, since man was created in the image of Yah and for his glory, let me read to you the definition of glory. It is a height of prosperity or achievement, a state of great gratification or exaltation, great beauty and splendor, magnificence. Okay, now think about that. Humanity was created for magnificence because we were created for the joy of Yah. I believe man will literally reach the stars when man is in full expression of glory of the Creator. However, the road there is going to be difficult because the forces of this planet do not want to release their control. My goal is to expose these controllers and present the solution so we can bask in the glory we were created for. Okay? Now to the purpose of this channel. The purpose of this channel is to spread joy and hope. But before I do, I have to speak on our history. Now, since 1944, after World War II, those that sponsored and paid for the war, those the ones whom Dwight D. Eisenhower labeled the military-industrial complex, they had near control of this planet. After the war, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the central banks, the Federal Reserve banks, and the corporations that depend on these banks have took control of our planet. How, you may ask? After they captured the money supply and the issuance of fiat, they were able to buy up 90% of what we need to survive. These corporations bought up nearly all of the food companies, clothing companies, electronic communications, hygiene products, entertainment. Everything we use is owned by a handful of corporations. They do this via Wall Street and asset management firms. After a company goes public, they are owned by the largest holders of that stock. The corporations are the assets under management by these firms, and this is how the 1% elite own our planet. How? Because ownership in these firms means ownership of the assets. Assets like food, clothing, communication, news, electronics, and everything else we need. Now, back in 1944, the winners of World War II took control of the assets of the planet after they created the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the central banks, Federal Reserve banks, all banks that control the policy of fiat currency. Fiat currencies like dollars, euros, francs, krona, and every other currency, because all are controlled by the central banks. These banks work hand in hand with the asset management firms. Now, I will show you, this is from Wikipedia, these asset management firms here. Okay. Now, this is how the 1% control the 99%. And from 1944 till 2016, they had full control, or nearly full control, almost full control. However, since 2016, the 1% have become concerned after the election of Donald J. Trump and his attempt to drain the swamp, and his statements about the fake news, how he started to expose the fake news. After that, the system went into survival mode. Okay. Another problem they encountered was the rise of cryptocurrency. Since Bitcoin was created in 2009, the central banks did everything in their power to destroy it. Okay. And since 2016, they turned that concern turned into fear. Okay, let me take this off the screen. Okay, since 2016, that concern turned into fear because the not so average man and women started waking to the fact that this 1% controlled all the resources, everything we need to survive, controlled by a very small group of people. And then we fast forward 2020. We all know what happened there. This controlling class expressed their desire to control the population. How do the 1% control the 99%, you may ask? The first option is to decrease the population or control the population. This has always been the obsession of the so-called elite. Now, I'm sure some of you heard all of this before, but but if this is your first time hearing about this conspiracy, then this is the purpose of the CryptoSpiracy Report. The name means crypto or hidden, conspiracy, or the conspiracy news channel, where I focus on decentralized finance and the coming central bank digital currency, which is the option the controllers need to eliminate their fears. Okay? Now, I also speak on world events besides DeFi when they relate to the economy. After each report, I give solutions because it is written that we win. Okay, now with that, let's get to it. All right, now I have, let me see here. We're going to open up. Now, before I get started, let's do a refresh. This is the CryptoSpiracy information portal. It says now Bitcoin is at 60,000. It was at 61 earlier today, but it's at 60,500, 3,278. And XRP seems to lose money. Okay. All right. Now, in the news today, the U.S. Senator Cruz leads the charge against CBDC to protect privacy and prevent surveillance. Okay. Let me see. All right. Now, the reason why I focused on this particular report, it says here, a group of 5 United States senators has taken significant action against the proposal of a digital dollar by introducing a bill aimed at prohibiting the issuance of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Now, just like I said, the purpose of this broadcast, this CryptoSpiracy Report, the issuance of new currencies, of digital currencies. It says here, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, Bill Hagerty of Tennessee, Rick Scott of Florida, Ted Budd of North Carolina, and Mike Brune of Indiana, and all of them Republican senators, collectively introduced the Central Bank Digital Currency Anti-Surveillance State Act on February 26. Okay. This legislation challenged the Federal Reserve Authority to introduce a central bank digital currency, expressing concerns over potential surveillance and privacy infringement. Okay. Now, let me read this here. It says the senators argue that the Biden administration's pursuit of a CBDC could lead to excessive government surveillance, thereby infringing on American citizens' freedom. Senator Hagerty criticized government's effort to exploit the financial system for political ends, suggesting that a CBDC could become another tool for such exploitation. Senator Cruz emphasized that importance of congressional clarity regarding the Federal Reserve, lack of authority to implement a CBDC, citing concerns over privacy and freedom infringement. Now, this is extremely important. Let me take this away really quick. Now, I also have another website that I'm keeping track of this, and it's called the Central Bank Digital Currency Tracker. And I'm going to let that load up, and then I'll show you that right here. All right, now this here is the today's central bank digital currency status. All right. Okay, I'm just checking the time. Today's central bank digital currency status. All right, this is for February 2024. You can go on CryptoSpiracy.com and you can find this tracker. I also have it linked into the section after the broadcast. The purple is, this is proof of concept. So the United States is a proof of concept. Brazil is proof of concept. Australia is proof of concept. Sweden's proof of concept. You have the pilot programs. This is in Russia, the pilot programs. Research is in green. These are the greens. In Mexico's in research. So the green is research. The purple is proof of concept. And the one that is canceled, it was canceled in Kenya, which we're going to read actually about Kenya later, and it was canceled in Ecuador. Okay, so this is good news. All right, but anyway, keep an eye on these tracker, because this will be the mark of the beast system in the future. Okay, now another report that caught my eye in line with this report is this one here. No, not that one. All right. 2 European central bank officials are unmoved by the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. Okay, now this report, this links to this report here. Fair value of Bitcoin is still zero, say European central banks. All right, now let me click on that here. Fair value of Bitcoin is still zero, say European central banks officials. Now, this isn't a new sentiment. In November 2022, the same authors declared that Bitcoin was on the road to irrelevance. Okay, now, interesting, as Bitcoin reaches its new height of $61,000, you have these bankers, and as it reads, two European central bank officials have been little moved by the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States. The Security and Exchange Commission approved 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs to become traded in January. Since then, the funds have surpassed more than 3 billion in new flows, saw more than 1 billion in deposits in a week, and kicked off speculation that the Ethereum ETF could be next. And that's why Ethereum is rising, is because they're going to be the next, and they're estimated to go to about 5,000 or more, 10,000. So it's going to get interesting. Then it says, for disciples, the formal approval confirms that Bitcoin investments are safe, and the proceeding rally is proof of an unstoppable triumph, wrote ECB officials Ulrich Beidsel and Jorgen Schiff in a blog post Thursday. It says, "We disagree with both claims and reiterate that the fair trade of Bitcoin is still zero." All right, now they got a lot of backlash from this. It says, a message from the EBTC thinking to the blog post has attached some very pointed and colorful responses from crypto Twitter. And this person says, Bitcoin, let me see. Oh, this is from Daniel Battern. He says, this is bullish. After ECB published Bitcoin's last stand, Bitcoin has risen 197%. Keep the FUD coming, ECB. There are over 400 million people globally who have been vaccinated against it now, growing exponentially. And Dan Field says, Bitcoin could have a negative impact on the reputation of central banks, assuming the use of such system grows and the event than an incident attacks the press, since the public may perceive the incident as being caused by a CBD, central bank, not doing its job properly. Okay, now that was in 2012. Okay, now you can read through this, but I brought that up because something else that caught my eye, and that was this here. Okay. Edward Snowden, Bitcoin, most significant monetary advance since the creation of Coinage. Now, it's not news that Edward Snowden is into Bitcoin. He's been expressing this for the past 3-4 years now, I think. Like Bitcoin is back at 61,000. It says here, Edward Snowden has weighed in on the subject of Bitcoin, calling the cryptocurrency the most significant monetary advance since the creation of Coinage. The whistleblower turned international fugitive described his opinion, as unpopular but true in a post on Twitter, referencing a quote by Bitcoin's pseudonymous creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, Snowden added, "If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to try to convince you. Sorry." Snowden is a long-term user of Bitcoin. He previously explained that in 2013, he used Bitcoin to pay for the servers used to host the materials he leaked to journalists. Okay, now this is why they can't stand Bitcoin. Okay, because he pseudonymously used it for that. In 2013, Snowden was charged with espionage by the United States government after leaking documents about the NSA's surveillance program to the press. Before he could be arrested, he fled to Russia seeking asylum. He lived there now in exile. Okay, now you can read through this here. Snowden says, Snowden has also criticized central bank digital currencies. This is where I wanted to come to. Snowden has also criticized central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, calling them crypto-fascist currencies that deny you the basic ownership of your money. But CBDC opposition has made for strange bedfellows. He's joined by former President Donald Trump, House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Okay, going hand in hand with his distaste for central bank digital currencies, Snowden has also supported crypto privacy projects. In fact, he had a hand in the creation of privacy coin Zcash, and early this year, he endorsed the legal defense fund of Tornado Cash co-founder Ron Storm, who faces money laundering charges related to the sanctioned coin mixer service. Now, if those of you don't remember, Tornado Cash was helped for the trucker. They had a trucker protest in Canada, and during that trucker protest, people used the mixers in order to send Bitcoin and actually give the truckers some money so that they can survive. And they did not like that. Actually, that broke the the COVID restriction at the time. And right after that, they went into the Ukraine war. But we will talk about that at another time. Okay, now the next article that caught my attention is this one right here, which is U.S. energy data agencies to temporarily suspend Bitcoin mining survey after lawsuit. Now, why did this grab my attention? Let me read this real quick. It says here, the U.S. Department of Energy, DOA, on Friday agreed to temporarily suspend the emergency survey of energy used by cryptocurrency miners following a lawsuit by Bitcoin miner Riot Platforms, okay, and an industry group. The DOA statistical arm, the U.S. Energy Information Agency, EIA, will, this is so small. Let's see if I can increase that a little bit. Anyway, it says the DOE statistical arm, the U.S. Energy Information Administration, will halt its mandatory survey for a month and request the data it had already received after it began collecting information from Bitcoin miners February 5th. The agency said in a Friday note to a Texas federal court. Now, I wanted to actually bring this up because you see that it was the Texas federal court, right? Texas is fighting hard against what the Biden administration is doing. Riot Platforms and the Texas Blockchain Council had sued the Biden administration in that court on Thursday, seeking to block the survey, which they said could harm business by forcing them to divulge confidential and sensitive information, because they want to know who's mining Bitcoin, who's getting the Bitcoin, you know. Their work, because keep in mind that they're trying to bring in the central bank digital currency. That's why I read the article about the senators. Okay, now they're trying to attack the energy. And listen to what it says. It says the EIA had said the information is needed to assist concerns that cryptocurrency miners' increased use of electricity spurred by a high Bitcoin price could pose an imminent threat to energy grid reliability. Now, Texas accounts for 12% of the energy in the United States. And since Texas accounts for that, the Biden administration can now come in and try to control how Texas uses its energy. Okay? The plaintiffs claim in their lawsuit that Bitcoin mines, which use large amounts of electricity for computing and coding data processing centers, can actually improve reliability since they can be quickly shut down to offset spikes in energy demand during severe weather that can cause blackouts. Okay, now I'll let you read the rest of this, but I brought this up because I wanted to explain. Let me see. Okay, that's good. I'll see whatever else I have here. Yeah, I brought that up because it relates to the central bank digital currency. Also relates to the bill in the Senate and the energy. Let me see what else we have here. Oh, and this relates to the central bank, the ETF. Let me click on this one here. This is market rally continues, but 1.6 billion GBTC redemption looms. This is February 19th. You know, the reason why they have the ETF is so they can control the price of Bitcoin. That's what I believe. And I think there's going to be a time when they're going to start flooding the market with this. I don't want to be like a downer, but that actually could be a good thing, because if Bitcoin gets too high and it does go down, and if people are guided towards purchasing it at a cheaper price, then it can go into the hands of the people in which it should go in, and not the hands of the extremely wealthy. But this, keep in mind, Bitcoin is a tool. Okay, it's a tool to offset fiat. Now it says here, Gam Defier says the crypto market rally is showing no signs of slowing down, with Ethereum leading a renewed push into local highs. The combined crypto market cap now sits above 2 trillion for the time since April 2022. Top gainer assets include Filecoin after announcing its Solana integration, and WorldCoin following OpenAI unveiling its new Sora AI engine. However, a flood of BTC may soon be entering the market, with a U.S. court permitting Gemini to offset or offload $1.6 billion worth of GBTC shares provided by its insolvent debtor Genesis as loan collateral. Plus, Aave wants to incentivize adoption with ETF, WETH, and GHO. Yugo Labs acquired Proof Collective Circle is petitioning for a regulatory clampdown on Tether, and an art gallery dedicated to Bitcoin orders is opening for business. Okay, now this is I will look at the other, let me see, like this right here. Let me see. Filecoin. To see if Filecoin did move on that news. You can go here. Click on that. Let's do a quick search on Filecoin. Okay, Filecoin is $7. Let me see. I don't think it really made up. Actually dropped. My goodness. So Filecoin actually dropped. Anyway, let us keep it moving. Let us keep it moving. Bitcoin is at 60,000. That's still good. 60,000.1. Okay. All right, now let's get rid of this. There's a couple more other articles that sparked my attention. One is this interesting here. It says, Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin as institutional investors clamor for Ethereum exposure. Okay. Institutions favor Ethereum over Bitcoin. On February 24th, cryptocurrency exchange Bybit published a research report on its users' asset allocation. The research examined investors' holdings and trading behaviors covering the period from July 2023 to January 2024. Bybit's report also provided valuable insight into investors' asset allocation across cryptocurrencies such as altcoins, stablecoins, and meme coins, shedding light on the specific coins used are currently bullish or bearish on. Okay, now you can go through this whole article. I'm not going to bore you and read it all, but it is good to understand that if you look at, let me come back here, at Ethereum, okay, which is here. If you look at Ethereum, Ethereum is 3,287, okay? Now just a month ago, see it's climbing straight up, boom, 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 boom. So this is a good coin to look at. It went from, this is February 06, it was at 2,300, and then February 28th, what is that? Like 20 days, 21 days, 22 days, it rose over $1,000, which is crazy. Okay. So there's a lot of life in this crypto market. There's a lot of hope and joy, opportunity. Okay. Now, I like to end on a good news. The solution, and one of the solutions is Africa. Okay. Let's get rid of this here. We read that. Let me show you something. Okay, 8 Web 3.0 investors in Africa to watch out for in 2024. Okay, now here, like, I do not know why this is so small. I tried to expand it. There we go. My goodness. Okay. The African tech ecosystem is at a competitive stage with innovations across sectors and many new ideas seeking just the right investors. The emergence of blockchain technology has prompted developers to create new solutions to prevailing challenges in financial markets, logistics, and commerce. Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya. And remember Kenya, the pilot program? Let me show you that really quick to keep your, okay, you go, in order to get that, you go to CryptoSpiracy.com, you click on the portal. The portal is, let me show you, because when you go to the website, it comes here. And you go to the portal by going to the far right, click on the portal. And then here you'll see it. It says the cryptocurrency news. That's the CryptoSpiracy news. And then under here, it has a CBDC tracker. You click on the tracker. And then you come to the CBDC tracker. And what do you know? Kenya canceled its central bank digital currency. Right? Now, when we go back to the report, it says Kenya is one of them, and I don't think it's doing too well in Nigeria. Okay, now it says have contributed immensely to the adoption of blockchain technology in Africa, but the revolution is happening across the continent. This is crazy. Investment companies in Africa are expanding their focus on Web 3.0 developers as the technology becomes popular. Here is a list of top Web 3.0 investors to watch out for in the continent in 2024. Now we have this one, which is Launched Africa. Okay. It's a Pan-African VC fund created in 2020. This has invested in dozens of startups emerging from fintech to marketplace solutions. The firm was established in Ibn Mauritius, but operates in more than 20, I know I'm messing them names up, boy, more than 22 countries in Africa. The focus are Zachariah, George, and Jarad. The founders are Zachariah, George, and Zaras. Okay, let me see. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to read through all of these investment companies, but I'm bringing them up because this is an opportunity. We do research on these companies, and then look at this. Like, here's an example. It says the company was founded in 2010 by Idris Bello and Michael Aluwagbi Lafik. So sorry, I'm butchering their name. Has an angel fund ranging between $10,000 and $100,000. Okay, which can be used by individuals with brilliant ideas but no capital. The company has emerged to raise over $23 million, which has created more than 6,000 jobs in 37 countries all over the continent. Startups that have benefited from Lofty Inc. include biotech, fintech, crypto, and e-commerce. Okay, now this is amazing. Here's another one called Founders Factory, Partech Ventures, Enza Capital, Virod, Kippy, 4DX Ventures, and Morugo Africa. This is a short video you can watch on it. Morugo Africa also co-launched Cardano Accelerator, and now Cardano is doing a lot in Africa as well. Okay, so this is some good news, some really good news. You can read this article, and these articles are on CryptoSpiracy.com. They'll be up there till tomorrow, until I do the next report. Okay, and that's pretty much the news that I have. And also, like I said, I have DeFi news. Then you have NFT news. You got Bitcoin news. There's the one about Snowden. Okay. Then you have Web 3.0 news. Web 3.0, Web 3 for remote areas, a path in inclusion and decentralization. There's so many things happening. This is why I spread joy. Cryptocurrency news, Solana targets 600 in near cryptocurrency surge. Wow, this is crazy. See, Solana is at 100 now. If it charges 600, if it targets 600, do you know how much more it's going to be? Okay, I'm gonna come here. See, right now, Solana is at $111. Okay. And they're targeting 600. So there's a lot of gains in this token. A lot of gains in that token. And you can find all this information here on CryptoSpiracy News. Okay. All right, now let me, that's pretty much what I have for you today. But before I leave, I want to show you something. This is my website, another website that I'm running here. It is called Main Street Market, and this is a decentralized sovereign network. On here, you will find the Main Street Crypto Academy. This is live. Earn passive income, Web 3.0 service provider. I have information on how to earn passive income. And I created an ebook called Unlock the Secrets of the Dark Web and Sovereign Decentralized Finance. I also have newsletters here, The Power of Cryptocurrency and the Remnant of Freedom, The Power of Cryptocurrency and the Path to Financial Freedom. And I have what is called a decentralized sovereign network. And this is one of my offers. And I offer to build this for you. I can get you online and have you with a Bitcoin wallet and connect you in with the Lightning Network for only $1,500. All that information will be linked to this report. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you in tomorrow's report. I am Daweed Yacob. I will, this is the first one that I'm doing at this length, so the next ones will be a lot more better. I got to get out all the kinks, but I'm so happy that he came.
What's that? Passing through the wave like a jet ski. I'm just trying to live, little mama, don't text me. Watching from afar like a star, this the best seat. I'm just trying to win when I swim, this the best seat. I got them all uncomfortable though. They say I'm arrogant. I thought that I was humble, you know. They say when you shine